This morning, the sky still holds the dark remains of the night. The fog hangs low, covering the wet land that has just been left by the harvest. The field is empty, silent. There is no more rumble of the harvesting machine. There is no farmer's laughter. All that remained were wheel tracks, torn rice stalks, and the pungent smell of mud. I came alone, carrying an old bucket and a pair of bare feet. My steps are slow, penetrating the dew that bites the skin. Every footstep felt like touching a silent time. I'm looking for snails, not for eating, not even for sale, but because this morning, I just want to feel alive. Skimming small puddles, pulling up weeds, and saw the little shell still. Don't care, like a world that doesn't care about them. Me too. Sometimes I find a shut up, like waiting for me since yesterday. Sometimes too, hiding behind a haystack, and sometimes, nothing at all. Just mud and the reflection of my own face. What am I really looking for? Conch, or memories, or maybe, the sense of peace left behind in this rice field, from long ago. I sat for a while, on a slippery slope, staring at the sky that started to brighten. The little birds began to sing, but my heart is still silent. The dew is slowly drying. The sun begins to shine through the mud, and my bucket, still half empty. But strangely, I feel enough, because this morning, I'm not just looking for snails. I'm looking for myself, in the middle of a rice field that has lost its rice. And maybe, I found it, a little, behind this mud. Then, unknowingly, without a sign, the snails appeared, so many, black, sparkling, like a precious stone smeared with morning dew. They scattered, in the haystack, in a small pond, as if, this land holds secrets, and this morning, he opened it, just for me. I was stunned. For a moment I forgot that I was holding a bucket. Forget for a moment that the mud is still stuck to the calf. Because in front of me, I saw something more than just a black shell. I saw a small miracle, which grows quietly, in a world that never really paid attention to it. One by one, take it with a plan. Not out of fear, but out of respect. They are like fragments of the past, which somehow, always come back to me. There is a small, just out of the shell. There is a big, maturity of life, quiet, calm, but strong. These snails, not just animals, they are like silent guardians. Memory saver, from the once crowded fields. From the laughter of children who used to play in the mud. From mothers who plant rice while humming. And from me, who was once small, and come back here, looking for something missing. It's still morning, but my heart is like a long afternoon. Take it easy, but full, quiet, but not empty. My bucket is now heavy. Not just because of the snails, but because of the feeling. A feeling I can't describe. I can only guess. In every splash of mud that sticks to the fingers. In every gust of wind that carries the smell of wet earth. Across a narrow ridge, with a bucket full of treasure. Others will probably laugh at that. They will not understand, and it's okay, because it's not for them. This is mine. This morning, this silence, and black snails that sparkle like memories. All mine. I found what I was looking for. I walked back and forth, along the rice fields, passing the remains of the straw that began to dry, become tan, fragile, and scattered like long forgotten dreams. My steps are not in a hurry. I walked down the ridge calmly. Sometimes looking back, saw footprints in the slowly drying moist soil, like a scar that is starting to heal, but not really gone. The rest of the straw pierced my fingertips. The smell of the soil that was stagnant yesterday is now beginning to change. From moist to sweet, from fresh to old. And for some reason, all that makes me calm. The morning wind swept the sweat from his temples. The sun is not yet high, but warm enough to make the skin feel gripped. I keep walking. There is no definite purpose. Just follow instinct. Along the paddy field after paddy field, that I used to know like the back of my hand, but now it feels strange. Like seeing an old face, with new wrinkles. I found the snails again. Some are still clinging to the straw. Some tried to move, slowly, very slowly. They are not in a hurry. Unlike humans, I sat down again, this time at the end of the rice field, near a water channel that is almost dry. The crackling sound turned into drops, and the moments feel slower. I'm silent, staring at the deserted rice fields, where life and death side by side, where the growing and the destroyed understand each other. Needless to say, without needing a voice, sometimes, we don't need much, only a short time, a little quiet, and one honest morning, to remember who we really are. And this morning, this rice paddy, the black snails that are silent among the dry straw, spoke to me, in a language only they can hear, who want to really listen. I smile, I don't know since when. Maybe when this hand grabs the 50th conch, or to the 100th, I don't count anymore, no need, because my heart is starting to fill up, more than a bucket resting on the side of the leg. I'm getting happier, the lighter this step down the ridge. There is a kind of simple joy, which can only be found behind mud, straw, and sweat. Yes, sweat started to wet this body, dripping from the temples, creeping down the nape of the neck, flowing in the slowly beating chest. But I don't care. Precisely in that sweat, there is gratitude, there is relief, there was a small laugh. That does not come out of the lips, but felt in the chest. Every snail I got, like a gift from the earth, not just a shiny black shell, but like a message, the message that the universe still greets me, still remember my name, still gives me mornings that I can write in my memory. I chuckled, alone, in the middle of a deserted rice field, and strangely, I don't feel alone. Maybe, this is called quiet happiness. Happiness is not many, the one that doesn't make a fuss, not excited, but real, filling from the inside, slowly. In silence, I stopped for a moment, lifting my now heavy bucket. Contains hundreds of snails and a bunch of flavors that I can't describe. Between sweat and mud, I feel like a child again, who finds treasure in a place where no one sees, who laughs at himself because he finds the world behind trivial things, who wins without fighting, and as the sun begins to rise higher, I know, I don't want to go home yet, because this morning is too beautiful, too honest, too rare, to be immediately abandoned.